And we're going. Cool. So, last time around, you guys got heavily tatted up. I hope you all wrote down your fun new bonuses that you got from your fancy dancy tattoos. You all you finished up your ship. Your airship has been fully repaired and is now completely operatable. It does need a new sail, but that's the only thing that it currently needs. It will fly still. You also gave it a new name, which I wrote down.
The Tony Hawk?
That's right, Tony Hawk. I forgot briefly.
Well, with an E at the end, so it's fancy.
I've forgotten as well.
Yes.
By the way, since we've done that, Chipotle did that Tony Hawk thing.
Yeah.
I think that's because of us, right?
Did you get the Tony Hawk burrito?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I wish.
Someone should go get Tony Hawk burrito.
2000.
Anyway, so yes, the Tony Hawk, or formerly the Dawn of Discovery, there were 2 spells that were cast to try and figure out where it came from. Yep, there it is, the Tony Hawk. The first legend lore came up with not a whole lot, just a kind of sort of inconsequential rhyme. And then Trev's Grim Psychometry came up with much more, that this ship is actually the first of a fleet of airships that used to fly out of the Lost City of Glass, and that it was struck down by Marlene's astral dad countless centuries ago at this point. Wop, 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 wop. So, while you guys were celebrating your new digs and your new traveling equipment, there was a horrible shake in the ground and a pulsating in the sky over the Ironcrag Mountains to the north. This caused a visceral and immediate reaction within Trev that has led you all to believe that it was an attempted incursion. It seems that the Queen of Air and Darkness is getting stronger. Her shackles are getting looser, and she is approaching the ability to break into the prime material plane. Nyx, being a genius, and putting together her Full Metal Alchemist familiarity, was able to figure out that all of the places you guys have gone and everywhere you have fought the Cult of the Diamond have been creating a very large teleportation circle, something that it would appear is not yet completed at the very least, but it is probably going to be used for nefarious gains, let's say. And that due to the large loss of life. Oh, sure. And that due to the large loss of life in each spot, there's probably some nefarious shit going on with it.
Leave the assumptions to the one that will always look like an ass at the end. Marleman.
That's fair. Along those same lines, in trying to figure out where to go next and what to do next, Trev had an idea. An ancient part of his right and abilities of his blood magic to contact and interact with other members of his order or other people who have been blooded in by the same source. This idea came from perhaps looking into Corin. Looking into Corin and seeing if she has anything to add. Corin Dawnhammer being the other member of the order who might be on the up and up, might still work for the Queen. Hard to tell. She fought you guys somewhat recently and told Trev to find her. And we pick up there. Last that I got is that, Trev, you do want to attempt this. Is that correct?
Yes, that is at least my idea.
Is there any precautions you guys want to make before Trev does this? And where would you like to have it performed?
I'm checking to see if I had anything, like, to assist him on this. Is this going to be an ability check?
Yes.
Okay, then I have guidance, so he can add a D4. So I know I'll do that when he's doing the spell.
Okay, can do. Anyone else?
Would a bardic inspiration die give him anything?
Probably.
A lot of things.
It's an ability check, attack roll, saving throw, something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can add it as anything but damage, I think, right? Like anything that's involving a
he's not a Valor Bard, so he can't go on attack either, but he can go on just about anything else.
Okay.
Also, I'll look that up later, but I think I get those at the end of every long rest, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so that's back up to my max then.
If you get high enough, those go back on your short rest.
I don't think my bard's going to go much higher. So I'm definitely going to give him one of those.
Okay. So Trev, you have guidance and a bardic inspiration to use. Roll your d20, Marleman, to find out if it's a d4, a d6, or a d8.
Sorry, I only have a D4 available. I'll double check and see if I have anything
It is
stronger.
a 17.
All right, so get a d6 of inspiration, Trev.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can.
I gotta look at
I
this
don't
chart
know. Does anyone know what enhance ability does? That's my only.
I do.
Is that something that might be useful to Trev in this circumstance?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I don't believe so. I believe that's the one where you can give him
It
strength
has
of the bear.
it has
Oh, right.
it has a variety, so you choose which particular stat it is that he'll get, like either advantage on or extra rolls to or something.
This would in fact be useful if you give it to him in the right area. I can't tell you what that area is because I don't want you guys to actually min max this. But if you give it to him in the right spot, it will help.
All right. Well, I'll try. And wait, so can I just have a little sit down with Trev before this happens and be like, I'm pulling for you, buddy. And then I want to say, so what are you trying to do?
I'm guessing this is I would guess either wisdom or I assume it's some sort of mental check, not I don't think it would be strength or constitution necessarily, but
this is the kind of answer that
Trevathan pulls out his D&D
No.
5th edition book.
Yeah, I was about to say. Trev's just flipping back to the skull.
Trev's gonna give.
okay.
Let me pull out Xanathar's. Hang on. I mean, I guess theoretically, of all of the books I could have jokingly referred to, Xanathar's Guide to Everything is the one that's most likely to be a fucking thing. But
I plead the fifth on that one.
Yeah, Volos is a real guide in universe as well. So
yeah,
Zan Volos is.
it just depends on if we're in that universe or not.
Yeah, that universe is for nerds, whatever. I mean, I don't know how much he fully can explain what he's going to be doing, because it just sort of is a thing that happens. It's natural to him. So it's just all I have to do when he thinks about what he does, every other time he's had some kind of a run-in with one of these kinds of things, just sort of make sure steal his mind and stay in control of himself. That's all he's ever worried about whenever she's involved, and that's kind of going to be this again as far as he's thinking about it.
Right. So I'm thinking wisdom or the other sneaky one. I'm thinking charisma, because you're trying to convince her not.
Out of character, both of those sound fine.
All right.
You're either going to help in the process, or you're going to help in the act of coercion or whatever.
Right.
All right.
If you're asking which one I am worse at, you could probably guess.
Yeah, right. I think I'll give you the Eagle Splendor then, which is the charisma. You have advantage on charisma check.
Heck an A.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
How are you communicating with her again?
It's something inborn within the right, basically. I think I have to activate it, and then I can.
Yeah, you have to tune into the right channel.
Yeah.
It's going
you
on
have to be
telepathic radio, essentially.
Yeah.
You on right TV.
You have to be on the same plane of existence.
No idea.
No.
Okay. Follow-up question: is there any reason why you wouldn't want to be on this one?
No.
That is a legitimate question.
Not that I can think of.
Can I call you a cab?
Astral cab.
No, that's what AC. No.
777.
Oh man, now I'm gonna think of summoning like an astral taxi. That's great.
No, I can do it.
Do it. Like, can that be like Tree Stride, but instead it's like a magical cat. That's great.
I've given you guys enough vehicles. I can't give you another one.
Yeah,
that is true. We have a lot of whips.
I just think it's really funny.
Fair.
We have a deep garage.
We do.
I mean, yeah, I don't think...
I say, go for it.
I'd rather, like, not complicate this further, if that's the way I would put it.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, I think we've done pretty much all we can to ensure his success in our abilities. Other than going somewhere, but I'm not going to take the risk of going somewhere if this is something we need to do right now.
Should we roll for like the rolls that we're giving him, and then he adds that to whatever he rolls? Or
No,
do you want...
he will have the choice to use these whether he wants to or not.
Yep.
So if he rolls a d20 on something, he doesn't have to use guidance, he doesn't have to use bardic inspiration, he can just have them.
Okay.
He can use it
So
later.
before we start like storytelling here, just because I'm exhausted and don't remember everything physically, I need to like I don't remember like because we got pretty far up to where we like basically what we were going to try to do and what we were aiming to gain last week, more or less. Like we had the conversation about the risks and benefits of it, and I forget like all of it. Well, the risks I remember because it's all the same. But like what I remember making the case for what I thought I would get out of it, but I do not remember my own case.
So if my DM's notes are to be believed, you want to do this to try and figure out either A, how to head them off to where they're going next, B, try and figure out why Corin asked you to follow her, because that has to mean something. And C, that I have written here, it is to try and figure out why, just in general. I just have why with a question mark. You want to figure out why. So there must have been something of like, either figuring out like what the incursion is, like how far along they are, or something like that. I'm not sure, but there's just a why with a question mark.
That sums it up.
I remember you saying too that she was the most likely to leave the order. So
yeah, that part I remember as well. So it's
I don't know if that's like an actual even thing that you want to try.
Like, that's at least it's the person that won't necessarily just completely do terrible things to us right out the gate, potentially. But yeah, all right, that's good to know.
So are you ready?
I appreciate a refresher. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, no problem. Where would you like to do this?
Where are we now? We're just
so you're still by the boat. You're just outside Hasper. You're not in the village. It's only been maybe 15, 20 minutes since the incursion.
That's probably good. Like, I'm not necessarily comfortable with the possibility that something like what happened in the Feywilds might happen again. So I'd rather be around these guys, but nobody else.
Okay.
Just in case.
Sounds good. So, what would you like to do with Dawnbreaker? Because you have both swords in your hand right now, or close by, I should say. And you know you're going to need the other one.
I think that the way that he would probably set it up is to to stand Nathan's sword up behind where he was going to be, and then like sit in front of it and lay the other sword in front of him and do activate it that way.
Okay.
So he like A, for a little bit of moral support, and B, for the fact that if he needs to stand up and draw it, he can.
Yeah. You settle in. You look around just before you activate the rite at the worried but steely glances of your friends around you. Sigh, your hand immediately twitches towards your sword, not just out of undue caution.
Now's your chance.
And After taking a deep breath in, you run your hand along the blade and activate the right. What would you like to activate on the blade?
What's the coolest? Let's just use lightning. It's cool.
Okay. There is a crackle of energy across the blade, and you all watch as Trev's eyes go entirely black. Trev, what you see, and you've used this maybe once, very early in your training, and what you recall is this line, this deep purple line that extends from your chest and splinters off into these, kind of webs of fractal energy, but with larger webs that seem to connect various glowing dots that you can see at incredible distances. There's one that is what would be in front of you and to the left, closest of them all, that seems to glow a bright pink or almost a purple light. There is another that is almost behind you, but you can see it, but you know it's behind you. And it is far. It is far. The distance is far. But this pulsating yellow light. And then there's a third, and immediately you can recognize this is the one that you need. It follows a path coming out to your left, but arcing somewhat behind you, and far, and up, and across, and down, and through, before landing this resonating blue light. You've seen the pink before, you've seen the blue before, but that yellow light, you've never seen that one before. And as you focus and know immediately that blue light is the one that you need, you start to feel it. You feel the eye begin to loom, but before you can even think about it, you connect. Because the blue light is welcoming you. It is trying, it is reaching back. And you connect and you meld, and immediately your brain fuses. I need you to make a charisma check. With advantage.
Oh, man.
Yes. Another one's way better. Awesome.
You also have your D6 of inspiration. Want to use it, or a D4 with guidance?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't just get one guidance. He can keep using guidance while it's cast on him.
No.
Okay, it is just once.
I think. Hold on, I'm checking. The thing is, it's a cantrip, so it's
right.
very limited. So theoretically, I could just cast it again.
Well, you would have no idea if it's spent. Yeah. So you do only have guidance once.
It says concentration up to a minute. So
right, but it's still. Hang on. Let me look
I
at
assume
that
it also says something along the lines of the next.
Yeah, it does say the next.
Before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number to one ability check of your choice.
One ability check of your choice.
And you can roll the die before or after making the check.
Hey,
Yep.
nice.
Also, is this something that Marlon would be able to see? That there's some sort of can I see anything in his his facial expression?
I will get to that. We're gonna handle this side first.
Okay, I was gonna say the reason why I ask is because I could also bend luck for him.
True, but it's you would not be able to read that sort of thing.
Understood.
So Trev, what do you get?
18.
Okay.
And that guidance
bends luck. No, I'm only kidding.
And you can use guidance.
I did, in fact.
Okay.
Sorry, it's only
That's fine. I just need to
ask your two questions. Ask 2 questions, and you know for a fact that they will be answered truthfully.
What's the meaning of life?
Questions she would have the answers to.
The problem is, I was hoping there was going to be a preamble to this part.
I can preamble you. I
was hoping we were going to
set the
chat
stage
a little bit before we got to this.
There's a reason, and you know what that reason is.
Yeah, I know.
And we will deal with that in a second.
Yeah. The first question would be, what do you know about the Order's plans to... I need to, wording carefully is so important. the Order's plans to break the barriers of the plains, is the way I'll put it.
We are approaching our final goal. There are only 4 points left. If it is not stopped soon, she will return.
Oh dear.
God, I wish I had a third, but I'm
Marlon
gonna go with
Trev shit himself.
Where? No, I'm better than that. Where are the? I want to try it. I don't want to like be an asshole. I'm trying to get so many questions out of one, but I think I'm just gonna have to ask the one. Where are?
You know what Trev would ask. Yeah.
Where they plan to go?
Here, she breathes, and you can feel them immediately. The first, your mind dashes back, and she shows you break. Your mind dashes again, and this time you are in a pocket dimension, and you don't know why you know that, but you know that. And you know where that pocket dimension is now. You can feel it inside you, this domed city with hovering... They look like boats, but they have wheels. Made entirely of glass, and you can see these scaled dragonborn walking around, all with tails. The third, you can immediately breathe in deep and you see a very, very, very familiar tree with a small, almost fairy-like woman praying at the front. And finally, you see what can only be described to Trev as paradise. You see rolling golden fields. You see bright glittering sunlight. And you see a man dressed in amber robes with long flowing blonde hair who gives you a welcoming smile. And although you don't recognize the face, you feel immediately comforted before you're jettisoned back out and can feel the connection to Corin fleeting. As you begin to draw away, and as you know that her willingness to help you has run as close as it can go, you feel that eye, you feel that presence, and you've spoken with her. You've been at least projected into her presence before, but this feels different. You can breathe her in, and it feels good. Having this power again feels really good. You've been separated for so long from this joy that comes from the power that is flowing into you, and you can feel her around you. You can feel her with you, and you take a wisdom saving throw.
I was gonna say some size sensing anything.
That's what happens here.
True.
And you can add inspiration to this if you'd like to.
23.
Yay. That's pretty good.
I take that as my saving throw because
you know what's up. But even as you can feel that presence, you hear a voice, this very small voice in the back of your head. And as you focus on it, you realize that it's not one voice, it's 2 voices. It's at first it was one, and it was great and musical and lovely. But then it was 2, the second adding in some bassier notes and the general sense of confusion. And then a third that's raspier and richer, a fourth that is light and fun, a fifth that is hard and untrusting, but you like him anyway, and a sixth that is just always there with the purest smile. And suddenly you breathe in and you blink and you see all of your friends in front of you, and you see a glittering 7th smile that kind of fades away briefly that only you can see. And you blink and breathe and look around, and they're all looking down at you, and you realize that their expressions have not changed at all. All of that took place in the span of less than half a second.
Oh. Hey guys, what?
So did you do it?
I think so. Alright, I know where they're going next.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
Talk to her.
But first, like, are you good? Are you safe? Like,
Yep.
As safe as I was before we started, I think. I don't know. I can never tell you for sure what she knows about what we want. How much of that she heard. Probably all of it. I'll assume all of it. 'Cause that's how this works. But no matter, I don't think that us knowing them knowing that we know is going to change anything about what they're doing. So I don't think it'll change anything about what we're doing.
Yeah.
So one of the places we all already know, it's going to be, it's back there. It's back in the break. It's where they're already doing whatever they're gonna do.
Yeah.
The City of Glass is another, of course, where something is going on there, and we've known about that.
Right.
The rest, I don't. Both Trev and myself are gonna have a little bit of a harder time nailing down. One of them's probably like the Feywild or something. I'm gonna guess. Is that what that was?
You describe it, Sai. It immediately speaks to you, and RLU as well. That is the great.
I think actually,
my friend.
Yeah.
How do you not remember his best friend?
It is
scary.
Well, no, Amontensian's not there. That is just the life tree. That is just the tree that is there. Amontensian's a tree. He is not actually a tree.
He's
no,
hiding.
that is just the life tree. The person in front, Trev, thinking about it now, that was just Tiandra. Or not Tiandra, I should say. That was Titania.
Yeah. And then the last, I've never been to this place, but the vibes it gave me were very similar to the vibes that I get from Nathan. I don't know, this is me, like, just Trev doesn't know anything about anything. Like,
Phaedra, make a religion check.
Where do the Aasimar come from?
Oh.
He asks like a 6-year-old.
Hang on.
Well, let me tell you about nature, Trent.
The bird people and the bee people.
It's a modified 20.
Would you like me to explain, or would you like you to explain?
Aasimar. Are they from Celestia? Mount Celestia? No, that's those are sorry, that's
like
that was actual angels. Never mind.
Like
not Aasimar.
All right, I'm going to explain it.
So
Aasimar are born of the angelic and celestial beings who come from the Elysian fields.
That's it.
The exact polar opposite of the Abyss and the Nine Hells.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be the domain of the gods before they were locked behind the astral gate. Now it is the home of all pure departed spirits.
And the Whopper.
So yeah, I don't know how they're gonna get there, but they've gotten everywhere else. So that, I mean, we can cross that bridge later. I think in order, the scariest ones to me are like Break seems like it's already in progress, so that's
I feel like Break needs to come first.
And then the Feywild is pretty close to home. We should probably check in.
Probably that. Yeah.
Just quick question, because it's been a while. Did they go out of their way to get Nathan when they attacked the Feywilds? Like, did it seem like they specifically went after him? Okay. I think they were probably going to try to use Nathan then to get to the Elysian Fields somehow. So
we'll check in with him then.
That was my suggestion as well.
So that's another thing I would like to do.
Yeah, because he's
we got some phone calls to make.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a way we can kind of check in on some of these other?
For what it's worth,
we can contact Titania directly.
I tried and it was blocked.
Is it still blocked? Wasn't that a while ago?
It is no longer blocked.
Okay.
It was blocked when the rumble came through.
Directly after.
Is Nathan the only Aasimar that we know?
Yes, very much. Yes.
Okay. I just couldn't remember. We know a little.
I mean, if you want like a quick overview of this world and this, like, because we're not I feel like I should say this after all the shit we were doing before. This is not the Forgotten Realms. Anybody that is watching, this is very much not the Forgotten Realms in a very different world. I use some of the structure of D&D and some of specifically their realm structure, but everything else is off me. Phaedra, just from your own research and just sort of knowing people, like just knowing the ways of people, it has been said that there are probably less than 10 Aasimar that exist at one time.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
So yeah, they're extremely rare. So no wonder they were trying to take Nathan.
That is very different.
Okay. Yeah.
That explains some things.
Yes, it does.
We have some checking in to do.
But definitely, I'm gonna see if I have anything to help him.
I will say, and I'm also going to put this in stone right now. If after this campaign, if you guys want to play an Asymir character, this does not. You are still fully allowed to.
And you didn't say there was
this does not
one.
stop that.
There was a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't say there was
That's not
exactly
the
one.
avatar.
Yes, correct.
I got one of them in the wing.
Because if I recall, like how Asimir are created, they're kind of like revenants in the sense that they have like a purpose. Like they're not whether they know it or not.
That is Forgotten Realms. I'm not going to get into what ASMR are in this world. That is something that, unfortunately, with your 18 religion check, not know.
Never mind then. No, I had a 20.
I'll find out something.
Even then, probably not.
Okay.
It was a modified.
Yeah, modified 20.
It's not like you had it ingrained. Yeah.
So
Anyway,
what would you like to do?
Can we call Nathan?
We should call Nathan.
I can send a message to him if
Let's
there's
go with-
it's a 5% chance if we run into any trouble.
I would say hey, Sai, you should call your boss. That seems like a good place to start.
I 100% want to do that.
All right, your sword is already out. By
We'll
the
go
way,
in
like,
order.
the moment you heard that the Feywild was potentially another target, you whip that shit out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Literally,
and-
Immediately.
both the places I consider home are under threat. So
yeah,
I'm not happy.
It's a bad time to be
Nice having
Sai.
a day.
Yeah.
It's a bad time to be Sai. And the connection is still shaky. Very clearly, the realm disturbance has definitely still kind of fucked up the paths between the realms. But you can make a connection, and immediately you hear, "I need a new bow."
Yeah, I'll get right on that, boss.
Oh, he's okay.
Your last one snapped.
I mean, I told you not to overdraw it.
I was on a hunt. It's rare that you call me, Mr. Valankier. What can I help you with?
Well, to be perfectly frank, I was trying to reach Titania. Are you with her?
You can feel the sigh that comes through in his voice.
Listen,
Ask your mother.
You should.
is
good. This
I will.
involves both of you.
Very well, and you can feel movement, and although you can't hear the conversation that happens because this is a mental connection, you can tell there is a conversation that happens. At which point, Oberon responds.
Fine, I called mom and dad answered. I get it.
She is listening.
I'm sorry, that's great.
So, this would take way too long to roleplay, so I'm just going to kind of download everything that A, happened with the rumbling, B, what Nick's figured out, and C, tell her about Trev's plan and how that went.
Okay, you fill them in. You fill them in as quickly as you can. There are multiple breaks as Oberon has to verbally tell Titania everything you're telling him in his head, which is a complicated process. But eventually all that is done, and Oberon, being the blunt asshole that he is, does give you kind of a play-by-play as well of what's going across Titania's face as all of this is said. The first is fear, then disgust, then embarrassment, then even more fear, and then mild relief, and then more fear.
Did they not feel the planes?
Yeah, that was definitely a question I was going to have. Like, did those reach that realm in other ones? Like, or was that only felt on this realm?
She says no. There was a disconnect with the prime material briefly, but we felt no disturbance here besides the disturbance felt in the prime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is Nathan still around?
No, actually. He recovered and departed somewhat recently.
Did he say where he was going?
He said he had some unfinished business to complete in the... Well, he just said dis, which I don't really know what that means.
God damn it.
Yeah.
How do they not know what dis is?
Yeah, that's also a good question.
Do you ask over on that?
I would actually say
How do they know that?
it's as in
Does he overhear that through the sword?
Oberon's response is, I don't get out much. Keep talking, Mr. Valenkier.
You hunt everywhere. And my name's Felakar. You know this.
Look. I have some... and you can, like, feel just the rage and embarrassment.
The last part was that for you, Gary.
And I know. Oberon mispronounces your name constantly. It is a way he does it to everybody. You know this. It is to really cement that superior inferior mindset that he really needs to bank on.
I always imagine him looking like Thranduil from the Hobbit movies, just like constantly done with your shit.
Similar.
So much, just
similar.
So much, just.
And he does not like express this to you, but because you have a mind link with him, you can see it. There apparently was some incident way back. This is probably before the Prime Material Plane and what you know of as Pelin or anything was even created. There's apparently some incident in the elemental plane of fire that means that he is no longer allowed there.
Fair. Although I have been there for him on his behalf.
Yes, certainly. Yeah.
Like I've been to all of the elemental planes on his behalf. Yeah. Figuring shit out. Okay. So he's probably there. Do you have any agents that you can dispatch to contact him, or get a message to him?
Certainly, I can send someone in after him.
Don't we have a friend there? Is that what Phaedra's raising?
We do. I'm looking for my boy to get back up.
Brannigan, or whatever his name was.
Tadora, thank you.
All right.
Tadora.
Although I don't think we were that far off.
To be fair, Tadora in my notes is Tadora Fire Ganassi talks kind of like Zap Brannigan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can always remember my vocal notes.
Okay.
You may see him soon.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So this is going swimmingly. Yeah. So I'm gonna relay that. Hey, Nathan is apparently in this.
Idiot.
I turn to Trev and go, did he tell you anything about this? Like, you're obviously the one who knows them best. Okay.
Okay. Well, Oberon said he was going to dispatch some messengers, but we'll contact him as well later.
Yeah, I got to find
So, yeah.
I can't trust him to not do something stupid. So.
I also want to, like, just kind of let him know that he could be a target, so, you know.
Yes, and that's why I'm sending him back up. Like, the dude needs an escort.
Depending on what he's doing there, an escort might not be the most. If he's trying to be sneaky, having two people.
I just want him to be aware.
I just want him to know that he's a target, so that way he doesn't do anything dumb.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Are you casting message?
Sending, but yes.
Sending.
So that
sorry.
way he can go to the other planes.
And it's a 5% chance of failure, right?
Yeah. So it's just roll. See if I just roll a d20.
It's a 1 on a d20.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want to use that one. I am going to use this d20.
Okay. I will. Oh God. That's
You're going to go.
A lot to convey in a single message, but I'll do my best.
Yeah. While you figure out what you're going to say, Sai, anything else you'd like to pass along to Oberon? Actually, he does pass along something to you from Titania. he says, she says, wow, I hate that I had to do that. She says, it seems that their last attempt at a body count here failed. We'll be on guard. That's all I got. Wait. And then almost immediately the connection ends.
Ooh.
Not out of like nefarious reasons. Literally, what you hear is she says, "The last incursion here seems the last attempt at creating a body count here failed. We'll be on the lookout for incursions." And then him not saying anything. Wait, and then it's over, and then the connection is cut.
Motherfucker, hung up on us.
I'm confused.
How dare he?
Not really sure what to make of that last statement.
I can't tell if Sai was intentionally hung up on, or if someone hung up for him.
Yeah, either someone
it was
connected him, or
no, it was very much you just got hung up on.
Okay.
So something else came across Oberon's mind, and he hung up on it.
That's what I had originally assumed. Which is
my other takeaway
fine.
from this. I'm not gonna lie. I hope to live a life of such influence that I get banned from an entire plane. That's sick.
I have
I'm
bolts
just gonna
on.
say that's
one of
baller
them.
stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That's.
Marlon's probably well on his way.
I'm pretty sure we're
It'll
persona
happen
non grata
sometime.
in at least one of the planes of hell, right?
I mean, you guys haven't been to hell yet.
No, it was the abyss.
Yeah, there's at least one level of the abyss that you probably shouldn't go back to.
So we're on our way.
Okay.
Only 348 more to go.
Not officially banned, but if we went back, we'd be killed.
I'm calling that a win.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did we? Is there like a name for this group that were like the?
I think the order is sufficient. He'll probably know.
The
he was
order
involved.
Okay, I just want to know how I'm supposed to phrase it because for right now,
the Order of the Black Diamond is how they operated previously.
I think. How many words do you have?
25.
25. I'll just replace bad guys with the Order because that was what my stand-in was for now as I was figuring that out. So
you could use 7 of the words to say the Order is targeting the Elysian Fields, and then go from there. You got 18 words to choose your own adventure.
I have the Order are after you to open a portal to to Elysian Fields. Please be careful. They only need a few more locations before she's freed.
Sounds reasonable.
And I counted.
And he can respond, right?
He can with an equal message. And I'll send more messages if need be. Like, this is important and I don't want him to die. Yeah. I honestly don't know.
He also only has 25 words, right?
I think so.
I think so. I think that's always how we've played it.
Yeah. It's fun to watch you have to word these things too.
Yeah, equal message.
Every message has an equal and opposite read.
I have no idea if Nathan actually looks like what I drew him as in that video. I just gave him like long anime blonde hair.
Of course he did.
Just to make
the bishiest possible.
He essentially looks like vaguely blue with not spiky hair and more stars, Cloud Strife.
I forgot to make him blue. Oh no!
It's fine. It's fine.
He just looks like a hot blonde boy.
It's fine.
You just picked Trev.
He is also that.
I mean, this is how I described him like 4 years ago. You did this.
I forgot.
I sent you his response, Phaedra. You can say what you'd like to say.
Okay.
Great.
Again, it's just oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Okay.
No, it is not one of those messages. It is not a Petunia message.
He says he thinks he's being tailed, but his business is nearly complete. He has a guard with him. Also, Trev, specifically, he says, "I'm sorry."
Morgan is playing D&D in the background.
Oh, sorry.
Would you like me to send another message to say anything? Because I don't mind. I'll just like kind of send it without really like looking like you might.
Actually, Phaedra, you get a message.
Oh? Oh no.
Because he can also do that.
Alright! I forgot.
Thank you for being a personal message service.
Sorry, but the NPC you're trying to contact is currently on a side quest.
We got a tiefling gram for Trev.
I'll do a little dance.
There you go.
I am your singing telegram.
Clank, clank, clank the whole time.
Yeah, if I'm in the armor. Oh god, I'd be a terrible dancer.
High five.
I'd
Yes,
love to see it though.
Okay, I will not let the group know that I have the message. I'll keep that to myself. Okay.
You can respond to this message.
I'm trying to do so sneakily. I'm not good at that.
Clank, clank, she says.
Yeah, clank, clank, clank.
Yeah, it's funny. Almost immediately after Phaedra relays what Nathan responded to her with, you see her face just go blank briefly as she just sort of stares off into space and listens to something that none of you can hear.
It's really weird getting it like back and not like having it just be a response to me sending the message. It's very unusual. I don't know how many times that's happened, but
now you know how all those people feel when you just message them out of the blue.
Calling them.
I'll say he just wanted to let you know he's all right, Trev. And I'm going to save that other thing for later.
Okay.
So weird.
Tell him I'm glad to hear it, and I want to talk to him soon. And I don't expect you. I'm not going to like follow up with you and make sure you did that. I'm just going to say that.
Okay, I'll do that.
Cool. What else would you guys like to do?
What were our tattoos made with? By the way, was it like was it magic or was it like gems or?
It was some were with elements of literal elementals. Some were ground up gems. The major protection, for instance, uses ground up diamond.
Okay. Which one does Trev have?
Trevor, remember what you got? The major protection and...
Oh, right. I got the other thing.
I forget what everyone has, so... I remember... So I got Dragon Breath, I think?
Nope. I got Dragon Arm.
Dragon Arm.
Yeah,
That,
you got Dragon Arm.
Dragon
I got
Hand.
telepathy as well.
Telepathy, that's it. Telepathy is ground up opal.
Opal. Okay. It's kind of pretty. It's like kind of multicolored.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does give a very nice like purplish sheen.
Okay. Sure. So what are we doing now? We need to figure out where we're going, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we've let Nathan know what's going on. We know.
I mean, we've addressed the two that are remote that we wanted to make sure as much as we could are situated. Now the most important thing is dealing with the one that's right back over there.
Right. Okay. And we weren't going to just bamf over there. We were going to take our time to get back there because Like we weren't just gonna we weren't gonna like teleport over there.
At this
right?
point, like now, I don't know if this tells us, like, I think we were kind of moving in that direction a little bit, but like now I guess that I was thinking about, or I was starting to lean towards the direction of going there ASAP when I was figuring that was the last step.
Right.
Which was an assumption, of course. Now, I don't know. I mean, we might be able to gather ourselves and plan a little bit.
As you are saying this, you do hear footsteps fast approaching you as you all turn around and see the 4 captains, or I should say 5 captains, rushing at you from the parade grounds. They are it's kind of coming right at you. Ducky is not with them, I guess.
I was going to ask if Ducky was with them. Yeah.
Ducky is not with them.
So we'll approach them.
Is everything okay?
Jonas, the kid, kind of runs forward first and says, "Oh, well, we saw the weird thing in the sky, and then want to know if we have to do anything." And Burke kind of shoves Jonas aside and goes, "What the kid's saying is that was some weird shit, and if we need to go to war, you have our back." But
I would, for right now, you don't need to concern yourself with it. Don't worry, like, we all felt it, but, you know, there's nothing we can do about it right this second, but that was good of you guys to come and check in with us.
Yeah.
In fact, kind
of, what we need you guys to do is secure Hasburg. Make sure that the city is recovering well and protected. And that's going to be what you guys need to be doing.
We can do that.
And helping them rebuild, right? Like,
help them rebuild, that's right, yeah.
Parts of it that were, like, just decimated in the battle or anything.
Connor sort of
said it to the captains yet. I know I've said it to, like, my team, but, like, thank you guys so much for coming and doing your best and helping my people. It means so much to me.
Connor sort of nods and says, "Well, it is our duty of the realm to protect the major areas." And speaking for the archers contingent, we'd be more than happy to stay and continue to stabilize Hasper. Are you worried that it will become destabilized? And Burke sort of looks at them and says, I think that sounds about above our pay grade at this point.
They're in a vulnerable position after the attack. We don't want to take any chances with people who almost lost their livelihood once.
Correct.
Of course.
We want the people to be able to focus on rebuilding without worrying about further danger from outside.
Yes.
Of course. Sturl sort of nods as well and says, "We'll stay and hold the lines and make sure everything stabilizes here. Would it be all right if we break the parade grounds then and move in closer to the city?"
Yeah.
She's looking at you, Nix, for permission.
I was going to say that we should probably get permission from the townspeople first, right?
Is there like a mayor or a governor?
That's
there was an elder. They have not checked in since all of this happened. But there is an elder in the village.
Sounds like it would be a good idea for us to take a brief sojourn back into town and just sort of make sure everything, just sort of situate everything and make sure things.
And I will say, just to set some context, it's been a couple of days, as I mentioned last time, since the battle. The villagers have been incredibly hospitable anytime the militia is coming to town. Like, they're incredibly grateful. Don't worry about that part.
Just that they're large and we're small, so I just want to make sure that
sort of nods and says,
"We can kind of accommodate them moving directly in."
Still sort of nods and says, "Understood. We'll wait for the official."
So if you want, you can come with me. We can go check in with the elder and kind of touch base and make sure
Certainly.
that everything's above board.
Sturls looks at the other 4 captains who all nod, and he steps forward as a representative of the militia. She also looks at you, Sai and Trev, and says, "And commanders, the men would like a name. We've kind of come to the agreement that we're not the Brachian military anymore.
No.
We understand that perhaps our mission is for the safety and the well-being of Brake, and that is our goal, of course, but from what I understand, the Jarl might not have our best interests at heart. So the men and women and others of our brigade would like a name.
Very well. I think that's a good idea.
Prophecy militia.
Can we not give them a dumb name? That's all I ask. Just don't give them a name. Give them a nice name, please.
I mean, group huddle.
Gator militia.
I was thinking something simple like
Jonas kind of scurries forward. Jonas kind of scurries forward and be like, "I've been kicking around Realm Warriors. This Realm Warrior," and Burke just sort of shoves him backwards again.
Oh, that's delightful. Oh.
I like where your head's at, kid.
That's not bad. I'll give him that.
Guardians of the Galaxy? No. Guardians of the Realm.
Mystery Men. They're the
what was
Super
the
Squad.
official name they had before?
They were just a militia of Brachian men who was given to you.
Yeah.
The Brachian.
The super dudes go for his own work.
Come on, the first thing you set this whole thing up. My first thought in my mind is that scene.
The Brake Liberation Army.
I don't know.
Ah, the BLA.
Yes, the BLA.
I don't hate that.
The Brake Liberation Militia. BLM.
The Brake Liberation Militia. The BLM. That is it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, stand by it.
Sure.
Also, I feel like I haven't said this before, but Black Lives Matter, by the way. Probably should make sure we say that on camera sometimes.
Yeah.
So yes, we will be the Liberation Militia. Very well. As representative currently of the militia, and she kind of like looks at the other captains who also nod. I'll remind you guys because it's been a while. Sturls is the only actual military person that you have. There are other members of the cavalry were actual Brachian military at some point in time, but Sturls is the only captain who was truly military at any point in time. But the other captains sort of nod for her to kind of follow through, and she goes with you, Nix, to go find the elder.
So it definitely seems like the others have accepted her as like among them the de facto chief.
At the very least, the one who can speak better to military matters than they can. Burke and Taylor, both of the heads of the infantry, were blacksmiths. They're not.
I think that there's a benefit to them.
Jonas is a kid.
There's definitely a benefit to them running this thing by committee because they all bring different things to the table.
That's very fair.
As a group, really will work well together.
Making sure
I would say that to them just the same as out of.
Oh, and they sort of nod, and Connor says, "Yes, we've come to all decisions. Granted, past the commands that our commanders," she looks at you too, have given us. We've run it past each other. We seem to work better as a team as opposed to a individual.
You've proven you don't need us. You've learned so much from just what you did on the field and at Hasper on the field of battle was incredible. This militia rose to the occasion in a way that nobody could have expected to. So you're all absolutely ready to do whatever is required of you by the realm. You don't need us.
Burke sort of like foots in the snow, like a little bashful. Jonas is in tears. That's like probably the nicest thing this kid has ever heard directed at him. And Taylor kind of gives you a big smile and goes, don't give yourself as much credit. We wouldn't have the cohesion if you two hadn't come in and actually given us a goal and a purpose and a reason to do some good. So give yourselves a pat on the back for that one. But we're more than happy to kind of hold the line for you all. Meanwhile, Nix, you're walking with Sturls. Sturls is a...
Can I, as we're walking away, can I like whisper back at Trev and say, "You're both good people. You're both good people."
Try.
There's some fingers thrown.
Sturls is very much a military woman. She's a little bit more brisk and not very chatty as you're going, which I don't know how Nick's going to deal with. It's up to you to tell me.
That's one of those one of those times where it's hard because real life me is not a chatty person, but Nick's probably would be a little bit. How do you chatty when I am not personally chatty?
I mean, you don't have to roleplay that out. You can just say, Nick's attempts.
Yep, Nick's attempts.
How to be personable when not personable.
Yep. And, she's not receptive. Like, she's not mean. She's just sort of brisk and a little cold. You guys arrive on the outskirts of the village very quickly. You're met with a let's call it contingent of like 15 kids who have very clearly just been hanging around watching the airship come in and then the ground shake. And
all right.
So they kind of swarm you and go, Nix, is that your boat? Is that your ship? Does it fly? Does it actually fly? Can it really fly? Can it fly far? Can it go fly fast? Just like they're all just babbling at you.
Yes. Just for the record, you're saying that the ship flew in, correct?
Yes, Trev flew the ship over from the Dragon Horde.
So, children, do you see the ship in the sky?
Not currently, but we did before.
What do you think that means then, if you saw it in the sky before it landed?
I thought it needed...
It can fly! It can fly! It can fly! It can fly!
It means it can fly! You saw it with your own eyes.
We did.
Cool, right?
Can you take us on the boat? And it just goes from there as you guys sort of force your way through.
Yeah, you've made a mistake. This is my job.
I know. This was not a mistake. After a little bit, you get to the center of town where many more of the adults of the village are standing, sort of speaking in hushed tones at each other, sort of discussing the ground shake. You hear a couple words of like doomsday and reawakening and the return. You hear more than one old person kind of cry, "It's the return of the breaker," which you don't really know what that is. But eventually you do spot Elder Wormwood is the name. You are very familiar, as they are probably the person who got Nyx in the most trouble during her time here and her need for tiny trinkets and locks you can open. Wormwood is kind of standing outside of, or kind of standing in the middle of the kind of town square. Calm down. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. The dragon's not coming back. You're all going to be fine. Oh, Nyx, nice to see you. You seem to have more of a position on these things. Anything you'd like to say to the assembled masses?
Yes.
I don't know why I sound like I grew up in New York and smoked 50 cigarettes my entire life, but here we are.
Right before you asked me, I was like, I don't know if a gnome could handle that heavy of smoking.
That's not true at all.
The gnome totally can. It's just continuously billowing out of the mouth as they're speaking.
I don't know why I chose this voice, but I did. Here we are.
now
mistakes were made.
Yep.
Everyone, I know that was frightening. It was a surprise to us too, but we have kind of figured out what was going on with that, and there's no immediate danger to Hasper because of what just happened. We're still safe. We're still good. We still have these nice humans.
Troubles kind of nods next to you.
Sorry, Nick, for canonically making you do that.
What are you again?
Yeah.
You guys travel in like the weirdest band. Whatever.
Still here to help, and nothing's changed. Don't worry.
Make a persuasion check.
I don't remember what my persuasion is.
I believe you have a fairly high charisma. Is that correct?
Oh.
I thought you had high intelligence.
You have very high intelligence.
I'm gonna bend some luck here.
You are nowhere close by.
Oh my
I
god.
thought it was with everybody here. Okay.
No, so just Nix and Charles went.
Understood. Want to make sure her speech goes well.
Oh no.
Morgan,
Oh no.
you spelled persuasion incorrectly on this sheet.
Did I really? Oh my god, I did.
Whoopsie.
Listen, I put that together in a weekend.
It's okay. I'm so grateful for the sheet. I just was very surprised when I just read persuasion. Like they're an Asian.
Persuasion.
Oh my god, I did.
Oh.
All right. I rolled a 17.
Okay. The crowd seems to accept that for the most part. They don't seem there is still like a little bit of a but like most of the people have quieted down. You still hear a couple of like really old voices in the back be like, I swear it's the breaker, but like that's about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to address that right now. That seems.
Yep, that's the thing you can deal with way later if you want to. That could be a next campaign problem if you want to. But for the most part, the crowd sort of disperses and heads along their way.
Real quick, I just want to point out that I'm pretty sure it was spelled correctly on mine, and I must have given it to you. Like, I'm looking at it right now, I'm like, did I really spell that wrong? And I'm like having to Google search it. I'm like, no, I didn't. It's correct on mine.
That's so weird. Why is it spelled like that?
Because I gave you one like a long time ago when I first.
Yeah. How funny! It's not like
it is so funny.
I never noticed because I never like used
persuasion.
I will fix it on mine.
That's real dumb. That's real dumb.
So yeah, Wormwood kind of turns and he goes, well, thank you for helping me with those folks. What can I help you with today, Nix?
I just... Oh my god. For Emily, what was the name of the...
Wormwood?
What is
Sturls? Sturls.
Strolls?
Sturls.
Sturls.
Yes.
Sturls.
It's like Attack on Titan all over again.
I just wanted to introduce you to Sturls if you haven't met yet. And it's she, right? She?
Yes. She does go by she. She kind of steps up to Wormwood and says, Captain Victoria Sturls, it's a pleasure, Elder. Wormwood kind of takes her hand and goes, yeah, likewise. Big help that you guys did on freeing our town for the dragon thing. She says, yes, and we've been requested to stay and help stabilize the area. And Wormwood goes, oh, really? That's fantastic. I really appreciate that. We'll do all we can to help make sure that the village is properly supporting you in your time. If you'd like, we even have some empty houses currently from some people who escaped the dragon, and we hope to return one day, but they're not here now. So if you want to use their houses, you certainly can. She goes, no, that's... I hate you.
Would they fit?
I was going to ask the question of when did Casey Kasem get here?
He's been kind of Casey Kasem all the time, unfortunately.
It's me, Casey Kasem.
It's me, Casey Kasem. Sit here. I'm also Scooby-Doo. No, he was Shaggy. Not Scooby. What am I doing?
He was Shaggy.
On the point. Sturls sort of looks a little weird and just, no, we'll set up our own camps. We just want to be closer to town and have some resources. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's totally fine. We'll make sure you got everything you need. Anything else? She goes, nope. Looks at you. Next.
It sounds like cartoon Beetlejuice.
and they said I couldn't be a voice actor.
I'm sorry. I was like, what does that sound like?
It just kind of it's a little cartoon Beetlejuice.
Well, because I was sitting here for like 5 minutes going, what the fuck does that sound?
I mean, in all truth, it is the receptionist from fucking Monster Inc.
Yeah,
but
oh, okay. It kind of came across not quite Michael Keaton Beetlejuice, aka the cartoon Beetlejuice.
No, Michael Keaton Beetlejuice would be a little bit more up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll meet that character later.
Turns out I can do Beetlejuice. Who would have thought? The Sturl sort of nods and kind of walks away, gesturing at you, Nix.
Okay. So
Do you walk away as well?
Was the gesture a middle finger? You didn't say what the gesture was.
No, just like we're gonna go.
Oh.
Wait, like she wants me to follow her?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
she's walking back towards the outside.
I thank Victoria because I remember that first name much better than the last name.
It's fine.
What is the last name again?
Sturls. Captain Victoria Sturls.
Sturls?
Is that like
Sturls.
STEARLS? Is that what
No,
we're
it is yes.
Let me read it.
STURLC. Nailed it.
Sturls. Okay. Sturls. All right, I got it. So I think, and captain is the rank, right?
Yes, she is captain.
So I thank Captain Sturls, and I feel weird dismissing her, so I just say thank you.
And then vanish.
And then I just have to talk with the elder for a little while, but thank you again.
It's absolutely no problem. Thank you for helping with this negotiate. I'm gonna go. She goes.
Okay.
This was very.
This was a great combination to.
Oh no! Sturls gestured at you to follow her. The elder was totally willing to watch you go. No. The elder was like, "Oh, we're done. We're done. Cool."
Oh. Well, then rewind. I thought you said the elder gestured.
No, my bad. No, she did.
Okay. Well, then I follow Sturls.
Okay.
This is a series of very
I
weird.
said
It's a little weird.
and follow Sturls instead of thanking Sturls and follow.
The elder just sort of puts his hands up. Is like, "Yeah, no problem. Have the help," and goes. Also known as Garrett, want to talk like that no more. But
Character choices.
Sturls kind of leans over to you and says, Is he always like that?"
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm sure working with him is going to be an absolute joy.
Yes.
Your people are lovely and your village is wonderful.
Oh,
I can see why you left.
She doesn't say that part.
No, Nick took that no sarcasm completely.
Oh, whatever.
Like,
That's the thing. That's the thing about Sturls. Like, she is being like genuine because she doesn't know how to not be. She's just sort of that sort of person.
Which is very Nick's also, so that's fine.
The walk back to the Tony Hawk is very quick. It's only a couple 100 yards outside the village outskirts. You do have to push through. Ryan forgot what he did.
I'm sorry.
It is relatively quick, and when you guys arrive, you do actually find the rest of your crew and the 4 captains, minus Jonas, in a pretty interesting card game. Burke is showing you guys the card game they play within the militia. It's very similar to the game that you played back with the Pirates. It's similar, but it's a little bit closer to blackjack, while that was a little bit closer to poker. Your teammates are playing cards with the other captains when you come back on the deck of the.
I'm gonna hop on top of the Tony Hawk and I'm gonna Nataz spin on top of one of the railings for like hours while everyone plays cards.
All right, everyone else is playing cards. Armil is turned into a Tasmanian devil and is just running in circles on a rail.
How many goals can we achieve with this? Can we wall ride bells with it?
When you guys get within like 10 feet or so is probably when you notice that everyone is just sort of playing cards and having a good time. Marleman has broken out the Yingling.
I'm gonna come down when he takes out the beer though, and then I'm gonna play cards.
Okay.
All right,
I'm not actually going to cost you a bottle of your River Skulky, don't worry. But when you're within 10 feet, Sturl sort of stops, looks at you, Nix, and says, I really like your group.
My what?
Your group.
Sounds really weird. I'm sorry, but yes, your group. Okay. Thank you. I do too.
Meanwhile, Marleman is watching Aramil play cards, and so he prestidigitates himself a hand of cards to stand behind him, even though he's not playing the game.
I mean, you could be playing the game if you want to.
I'm, at this point, I imagine I've drank that entire bottle.
Oh, okay. Marleman is not playing cards.
I want to be.
Marleman, mark that you are.
passing it
Marleman,
around
mark
the
that you
card
have +2 to AC, -2 to intelligence and charisma, and you are like this for 1 hour.
Okay.
You're also because you do have the drunk state now. You are immune to fear.
Just screaming at everyone in the bar, "Fight me! Fight me!"
Yep. The bar, also known as the deck of your own ship.
I sent you something, Gary.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
We'll deal with that later.
Can I be smoking my pipe and passing it around the card table as we play?
Sure. Jonas keeps trying to grab it, and it keeps getting slapped out of his hand by Burke. But Burke and Taylor love you, RML. They absolutely love you.
I'll say, hey, let the kid have some, man. Who cares?
Connor is standing kind of off to the side, talking to Sai. I feel like you two would probably have the most in common to sort of chat about. Trev, what are you up to on this? Not quite revelatory or like celebratory, but more casual moment.
Trying to relax before everything that happens is about to happen.
Okay. You do the best you can. Sterls kind of steps up. Phaedra, same idea. Are you playing cards? Are you?
Probably not. Probably off trying to do some research on like the planes. Like I don't know how much she can do in Habsburg, but she's like going back through her notes and.
Okay.
Are we near? Like, where are we in relation to the to the airship? Is it like around?
You're on the airship.
All right,
you are on the deck of the airship.
Up on the decks, just sort of like looking like or making as if he is just sort of still checking on everything. We just really want some air.
I assume because we usually do this, Sai and I also like. Didn't we do something with like the dragon? Like we took like teeth and stuff.
You guys have a ton of stuff in the dragon.
Okay, I'll.
Sai, do you have that written down? I know I said to you specifically.
I didn't, but
I don't think so.
Okay.
So I was gonna say, like, if we hadn't done that already, I assume we had done that at some point.
In that case, and sorry to anybody that goes back to watch this, I'm going to have you roll new survival checks just to see how much you get off the dragon. So either Sai or Phaedra, either you can roll. One of you can roll with advantage, or both of you can roll separately. Just let me know.
I rolled +4. What about you, Sai? Because I don't mind giving you advantage if mine isn't as good.
I want to say that we did do this after the fact, but I don't.
You guys did.
Yeah,
I just
like he did list out all the shit that you found. I just don't know if anybody wrote it down.
No,
yeah, if nobody wrote it down, we're going to pretend that didn't happen and do it again.
Right.
Okay. In that case, we'll see who has better survival.
I have +4.
I can almost guarantee you that's going to be better than mine. Yeah, yours is better. So.
Okay.
Roll on.
All right.
Nope.
1 second.
Roll with advantage.
All right. 1 moment. Well, thank God, because one of those was a 1. 22.
Okay. You harvest 6 pounds of scales, 18 teeth, 4 broken, and 5.
Are 4 of the 18 teeth broken, or is that 4 additional? Okay.
No, 18 total, 4 broken.
Okay.
And roughly 6 yards of dragon leather or dragon skin that can be made into leather.
Gotcha. Okay.
How about any claws?
Claws.
Would that count?
23.
Like a teeth?
I feel like that's
Say you probably get 8 claw.
8 claw.
A?
Okay.
Probably
Okay.
8.
Oh, 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
2. You get 2 full ones off each foot, let's say.
Okay. 8 claws. Got it.
Okay. Cool. I got some shit to make.
You definitely rolled better this time than you did last time, so you definitely have more than you did in the past, so whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And remember, 6 pounds to scale isn't all that much scale. It's certainly a decent amount, but it will probably only go into maybe half a set of full armor.
Yeah, I figured it was like individual pieces for things, not like a full set. I didn't think we'd have enough for that.
Damn.
Yeah, like with that amount of scale, you could probably make like greaves and bracers, greaves and boots, one set of half plate.
Okay.
Like yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Okay. So Stroll steps up. Sorry.
Hoping for more.
Grab something off the ground. You got a lot of leather, though. You got a lot of dragon leather that you can do a lot with. So Stroll steps up to the railing of the boat and says, "All right, team. We've been given permission to move closer to Hasper and to take advantage of some of the resources within. The villagers are more than happy to have us there." Burke sort of grunts and says, "All right, the men. Arville, always a pleasure." Steps off the boat.
Playing with you.
Taylor nods and steps off as well. Jonas quickly follows. Connor nods at you and kind of steps away, and the 5 captains sort of make their way back towards the BLM. You are all now alone on the Tony Hawk. What would you like to do?
How, just for reference, how big is a scale? Like a single dragon
The size
scale.
of my palm.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Pretty big.
Yeah, well, if they were smaller, I was thinking maybe making something for the soldiers, but if they're that big, I don't think that'll work. So
No, they're not. They're not like each individual scale is not particularly heavy. It's just that they interlock and they interweave and that sort of thing. So like one on its own is not the strongest thing in the world. It's more of the way that they're on the dragon.
no, I kind of wanted to make like. I was thinking something like to decorate them, not like for actual like I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking like something like for their like brigade, like something to unify them. But like if it's bigger than this, then they wouldn't be able to wear that efficiently.
If you're an artist, you could give them a cool flag or something. Give them an insignia.
Made out of the dragon leather.
Nah, I just mean in general.
That's true.
Not everything needs to be made of dragons.
True.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
How dare you, sir?
I've made it this far. With little to nothing made of dragon.
More of what I was saying is that yes, each individual scale is about that big, but each individual scale itself is also breakable. It's certainly not like unbreakable or something like that.
How many soldiers are there? Because
after the losses in the battle, just over 390.
Okay, that's a lot. Never mind. Okay, no. No, okay. If I had more time, maybe. Currently not a luxury. I'll do what I can.
Okay.
We'll figure
you guys,
something out for them.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
So do we chill and then head for break in the morning or something? Like,
I really wish we could. Oh, there's none of those sold. Wait, is it the soldiers are still here? Is it just us?
No, the soldiers aren't on the ship.
Yeah, they took off to go and marshal up the militia to have them move closer to Hasper.
I wish we could take them back with us because they seem like they would be up for a little coup if we asked, but we also don't want to put them in danger should something.
There's just so many unknowns.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we're gonna have to put the militia in the town after we kill the Jarl to be like, this is now the body in charge.
They can move in after the biggest, most threatening things have been dealt with by us.
Yeah.
I was just thinking more for like they maybe could help get people out of the city. I don't know how big the radius would have been, but
I'm not gonna
At
lie.
this point, they're a trained force that can help us. So
I was under the impression that there weren't a lot of people left in the city. So I'm just nervous about bringing a large number of people back to the city.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
that's true. Okay.
I was
I
under
just-
the
it's not-
impression that it was pretty sparsely populated because everyone had been put into this militia that they gave us.
So, as a reminder, when we did the whole transmutation circle map out thing, were the requirements met for break or not for the death?
No.
Okay.
And
That's why we
Corin
decided to not bring them.
Corin just confirmed that to Trev.
Okay, that's why we decided not to bring them back with us.
Yeah, that's why I just can't bring myself to bring them back. It just seems too much like they are the loss that needs to happen.
After you steal your brother.
My only thing is, even if we don't bring them back, do you think maybe we can tell like one or two people, maybe not specifics, but to tell them so that way they don't head back? Like,
Well, I don't
That's why
think
we
they are.
told them to stay here and do what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
We gave them orders to quarter
All right.
this
Right.
town.
my thought is, should we tell the captains in, either on our signal or in like a day's time, start heading here so that you can take over the city when we.
And yeah, that's fine. Like before
Yeah.
we fully depart, or even like with magical message, because we can do that.
Mhm.
We can let the standing commander know the time, like when we may send for some amount of to start maybe identifying a smaller subset of the force to resume to be dedicated to the Hasper effort. So if we need, or we would, because there will be a time when we need to pull the main force back to break after we have finished our business there.
Yeah.
And then we'll let them know, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to leave. We're not just telling them to help with Hasper to keep them from just wandering off and getting murdered. That is still an important effort.
Yeah.
Right.
So
However, we
It's
don't
a
really need to
pocket
tell
of
them to not go
force
to
here.
break because we gave them orders and they've been pretty good at. I'm pretty sure if they didn't abdicate their orders to go run head first at a dragon, they're not going to abdicate their orders to do this.
Yeah. I know this is kind of working backwards, but can we tell a commander before they leave the ship, even tonight, that
Yeah,
this is our plan, and we'll let you know when to come to break.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we're not giving away too much of what the
Yeah,
plan
we don't
is.
need to tell them too much.
Yeah, I want to keep it
basically
very vague.
Right. I
Like,
just
For
mean
their safety,
in
nor should we.
terms of we're gonna need you to come to break at some point with the majority of the folks here.
Like, do we even need to tell them break? Can we just tell them to be ready to mobilize, hopefully
Okay.
within the next
Yeah.
few days?
just tell them to be ready to move on
Yeah.
the light of a brazier or
Yeah,
something.
just say it. We.
Our signal. You know what I
Break
mean? I mean that sincerely.
Because I feel like if we say to mobilize to break, they're gonna
already go.
they're gonna have
'Cause
a
that's
lot
their
of
home.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
they're
right,
gonna have
fine,
a lot
fine.
of questions.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
the case.
I feel like the thing that I suggested is just make sure they have a subset of it ready to maintain, to stay in Hasper and quarter there and to continue that effort, but everybody else needs to be ready to be called on for if they are needed, and then we can send for them magically. We can send a message. We'll do that, and then we will fill when we need them. We will send new That's really it. We'll send for them. We definitely don't need to tell them anything for their own sake.
okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
For
So
their
then-
own sake, if there happens to be a mole or something, there's a million
Sure.
reasons to not tell them.
That's true. That's true.
I like
just-
that.
yeah, the
good
less-
idea.
The less we share, the better in this situation, I feel like.
So then,
Someone
When
start
are we
playing that Tame Impala, the less they know, the better.
So when are we gonna head back to break and how?
I think we go in the morning.
And weren't we throwing around the idea of just teleporting right into the longhouse? What is that?
Well, we would need to have set up a teleportation.
I thought we had.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
There
get
is a
us-
teleportation circle in the city, but it's not.
But not.
It is a distance from the longhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we just take our airship, but then we can peace out if we need to.
How long do we have any idea how long it'll take us to get there by airship?
Day and a half.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
I would imagine
Get
not
it
very
rolling.
long.
Let's start right now. Can this Tony Hawk
Marlon
fly
has
at
no
night?
fear. Let's move.
Yeah.
Let's move.
We know how
many
to
of us know how
fly
to
this
fly?
thing.
You do, Trev.
How many
Yeah,
of
true.
us, if any, others do?
You can try and teach someone else. It's up
Via
to-
the night watch, I would like to try to be taught.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I also need to rest a bit, so I will need at least one other person to be able to fly it.
I'll help however I need to.
So raise your hands if you'd like to learn how to fly.
I would say Aramel's suggestion of his
I-
being the other.
I
I
All
don't think I can see over the
Yeah.
dash.
Yeah, Nick's bad idea.
Stand on a fantasy phone book.
And even if you gave me the booster seat, I couldn't reach the pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So everybody that's interested, make a general intelligence check.
Okie dokie.
General intelligence. according-
Is that like common sense?
Thank you, Craig, for making the joke that I wanted to make, but you beat me to it.
Oh,
Intelligence is like book learning. Wisdom is like
Yep.
common sense, right? Generally
Yeah,
speaking.
basically.
Book
No,
learner.
no, no. That's a statement for your.
I got a 10, so I'm not
All right.
super good.
Phaedra's doesn't really pick it up well. It's
Um,
it's very weird to you. Like the idea of like needing to steer against things, and it's just it doesn't make sense to you at all.
Yeah.
I'll help make a manual if you like give instructions, and I'll write them down.
Yeah.
no, the Tony Hawk is already really good at manual.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
And
Nice.
reverts. It's fucking sick.
Nice.
Sai, what'd you get?
I got my character sheet crashed, so hang on.
Oh,
Okay,
That's
Marlon,
not a
what'd you
very
get?
good roll.
I have a 14.
Marlon, you like kind of get there. You understand the
It's like I could
principles
drive
for
an
the most
automatic
part, but
without a
like
stick.
not even that. Like that's even putting it a little too far.
You can't
could
parallel
probably drive.
park it.
You could probably drive a go-kart version.
Okay.
But this like you know it's
I
hard for you to
understand
put
the
what's in your
concepts of it,
brain.
but the scale of it is such that I don't quite.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Like you turn too sharply. Like it's hard to keep it
Yeah,
straight.
I
that
do
sort of thing.
everything big. It's the
Yeah.
only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll drive it
Armel.
around a parking lot for a while. You'll get there. We'll figure
Yeah,
it
Yeah, we'll
out.
bring it out to the Circuit City in North Haven and do donuts during the winter.
There you go.
Yeah. Armel, what'd you get?
All I can say is I'm doing kickflips in this bitch.
What's your roll?
either really good or really bad.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
shit. Armel picks it up immediately.
I'm
Even in a
Armel
way that, like,
keeps it Trev.
Trev, you spent days with this ship to, like, understand its mechanics, understand how it's working. Like, you have a natural vehicle proficiency as well, so, like, you kind of get it. Armel just walks in, grabs the wheel, and is able to make it do things that you didn't even know how it could
Hell
do.
yeah.
I just stroke the wheel and know the wood so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I
It's not.
feel
It's
like
actually not
like
even.
a sci-fi version of like somebody like like putting like cables into like a computer. It's like, but it's like tree with like
Yeah.
Yes.
leaves and shit. He's like talking to the airship.
It's not even that. It's also your ability, Armel, to read the winds, which
Yeah.
means that you can
It's
actually
flown
make.
more
Yeah.
than any of us.
It also means that you can actually make the ship fly faster than Trev can.
Oh.
Hell yeah, dude.
And Sai,
Yeah,
what you
you're
get?
natural. This is sick.
You tell me everything I know.
Size
I mean, I
frozen.
guess the guy who could turn
Oh,
into
yeah.
a bird is the best at
Jay-
flying.
Oh no,
Jay,
it's not. Never mind.
sorry.
Never mind.
Jay, what did you get?
My internet is very bad here. 13.
It's totally fine. 13. Oh, same idea as Marlon. Like everything is big. Like it's not. Doesn't really come to you. And Trev, just for posterity's sake, make an intelligence check with advantage.
High five, Jay.
Oh,
I got a 10, so it's not
I don't
like
need to bother rolling that one again.
at least.
I was in at 20 as well.
Sure is.
What's up?
I'll just
I love
make a drink.
I love when sometimes the narrative lines up with the rules.
Hold on, let me use my inspiration so I can make this thing go back in time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hot damn. So yes, you guys are actually between Armil and Trev, both being fucking naturals at this
We are
thing.
the best airship pilots in this realm. Anyway,
Yeah.
both by
Goddamn.
default and also.
Yeah. Well, yes.
How did we not name the airship the Cloud Kicker?
It was considered.
Idea is too good.
It was
Okay.
considered. It actually means that you can get there in half a day.
Ooh.
Nice.
Damn.
Fancy.
So as soon as you want to take off, do you want to take off that same day? Do you want to rest and take off the next day? It's up to you.
Well, we have to talk to the captains first, just to.
Yep, and very easy to kind of sit with them and let them know. They let you know that they are very willing to wait for your signal. They.
Cool.
A few of them are a little bit more uncomfortable. That when you say that they will be moving on break, they kind of understand, but almost they show that they want to do it immediately. But you guys have earned their trust to such an extent that they are willing to wait.
Okay. Appreciate it, captains.
I'll let them know that it may come via magical message, so they're not terribly surprised when that happens.
Yeah, they're fine with that one.
Okay. Just to give him a heads up. He probably is. Right?
Duckington is in camp. Is just helping with supplies, helping with making sure everything is set up and packed and all that sort of thing. He seems to have just kind of taken the role of like camp mom.
Nice. Can he be one of the he might be a good person to help spearhead some of the helping Hasbro get back on its feet effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a hospitable chap.
He's totally willing to help with that as well.
Good.
Safe place for him to be and good work for him to do.
Yeah.
Helping people.
So.
I think we should probably rest the night before we fly, especially now that we can make good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if there's anything you need me to do for prepping, this would be before,
The other thing I'm going to be doing this evening. I need to make more potions.
I was going to say, is there anyone I should be sending a message to? Anyone I should be scrying on? That kind of thing.
So let's do those potions rollings and those messages right now, and then we'll pick up next time with you guys flying into break. I will say, even now, that half a day of flying, for everybody that is not Trev and Aramil, it is a little uncomfortable. You guys go so fast. These two are basically, and those of you who were seasick previously, this is worse.
I don't remember if I was, but I feel like I just.
It was Sai. Sai does not do well in the magical post.
I feel like I feel like I'd fall over a lot. I feel like I wouldn't be able to quite get my balance. I'd just be like a dog in a car, just cannot stand up.
Oh my god.
So between not doing well on boats and the last time he was riding something flying through the air, he plummeted almost to his death. It was not a good time.
Not a comfortable time for you.
Fair enough.
You spend a lot of time inside over those 12 hours or so.
Playing with my Pokeball, probably.
Yeah, basically. Oh god, right, we need to do that as well. Okay, so let's make those rolls for potions first. Let's do potions first.
Oh, I forgot about the Pokeball.
Survival roll is a 26.
You're able to.
Actually, wait a minute. I have inspiration that I might as well use.
Yeah, fuck it, you have it.
Wow.
Survival roll is a 29.
Okay.
We'll go away, so we use it.
You are able to, over that 4-day period, between when the dragon ended and when you guys leave, you were able to make 3 potions of healing and 1 potion of superior healing.
Oh, I actually put that so here.
So that's 1 8d4 plus 8.
Yeah, I got you. Thankfully, I'm just incrementing quantities of stuff I already have.
Upward.
Well, just to be sure, potions of healing I had as 2d4 plus 2, correct?
That's correct.
Sweet. I have hell of those. By the way, if anybody wants some potions of healing, I got a belt.
Fucking yo! After that last fight,
I was gonna say, Sai. I feel like you should automatically always get one.
what? That's why I was hoping to make new armor, but
I'm gonna kick
Well,
one of these. I'm gonna give you this potion of greater healing that I have.
thank you.
44 plus 4. Make a note of it. I'm deleting it out of the pockets.
Checking to see if there's anything I need to do. Can I cast Commune? I don't remember if I can. I can cast Commune.
Perfect. And then anything else that anyone wants to do before we deal with the fucking Pokeball situation?
I'll wait until after this shenanigans because I need to depend on how it goes. We'll see.
Sai, what would you like to do with your Cobalt Pokemon?
This is gonna be dumb, but I want him to. I want him to be my. I want him to be my Pikachu. I want him to be my friend and my attack dog and my class companion.
Dragon type.
Okay. Oh boy.
Make a persuasion roll with disadvantage.
Oh. So I have advantage on persuasion rolls. So
As long as your sword is sheathed, you do. Yeah.
I'm not gonna draw down on him if I'm trying to be his friend.
Is there any way I can help with that in terms
No.
of... Okay. I tried.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, that's just a straight roll.
All right, so that's a 21.
Okay. You've kept him fed. You've kept him water.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't taken him out of the pocket dimension, which he's very unhappy with.
No, but I mean, yeah.
You get the sense he doesn't have a name. I feel like I should point out he is just a kobold, so he does not have a name.
Ask. Okay.
He says something in Yip Yak that could be a name, but like it makes no sense in common.
Do they also speak? Do they also speak?
It's like they do also speak Draconic.
Okay, so if he says anything in Draconic, I can understand him.
But he is
the
basically.
reason why I say you need to say it in Yip Yak is because Pikachu does say Pikachu.
That's true.
I mean, he is an intelligent creature. He can speak. In fact, he can speak more languages than you can.
No, I understand that, but my point being is that if Pikachu is speaking Pokemon language,
oh, fair,
then he's going to say his name in
fine.
language.
You hear him in Yip Yak when you ask him what his name is, and he is like refusing to speak to you in common, even though you know he can. He says something that you take to mean Shrieks!
So you can just say Shrieks to go.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Can I
and after talking to him
is
for
there
a
a
couple of
translation?
days, it's a word in Yip Yak. It's not like it translates into something in common. It just is a word in Yip Yak.
Okay.
literally cast tongues to find out.
After it would still sound like Shriek in common too.
I get you. Move on.
That was what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
After like 3 days of talking to him, and like you get the sense that he's not the most reliable Pokemon. He might be like Charizard in those couple of Cinnabar Island episodes, but it might work.
I will be working on him.
No. Okay.
I will be training him.
Oh,
and
no.
as soon as I'll be like, listen, dude, what do you want out of life?
I just want to leave. I just want to go. I don't want to be inside your little ball cage.
I am slightly uncomfortable with the situation. Sentient.
Hang on. That's fair. I'm going to let you out. And like, so I meant to say over the last bit, I would be going into the pocket dimension,
right? Yeah.
Making it more habitable for him, like whatever he would want. Be like, all right.
All he wants is raw meat and some straw, but
Freedom.
and freedom. That is it.
Okay. Honestly, now that we're not
his Maslow's hierarchy of needs is raw meat, straw, freedom.
We're having this "Are we the baddies" conversation right now. I'm really not okay with it.
Hang on. I don't intend to keep this dude against his will. I want to say we captured him originally so he wouldn't run back and tell on us.
Correct.
So, like,
Is he,
also,
like, I forget. Is he aware that the dragon and all of his brethren are
important note,
that's
have you
something
told him the dragon is dead?
Oh yeah.
He is inconsolably depressed.
Okay. That would have been one of the days I just let him kind of chill for a little bit and then give him extra meat and. But
when you come back the next day, that meat is not eaten.
Phaedra is going to just constantly be giving Shy, like, please just let him go. Looks like the entire time.
You got to start giving him orders like a dragon, Sai. Be his dragon.
No.
Be his dragon.
No.
Be the dragon you wish to see in the world. Except without the bear eating part.
Believe in
Also,
the dragon that believes in the you that's a dragon.
Also, to be clear, Jesus Christ, I'm not going to release him around a bunch of soldiers and villagers who were just fucked up by these people.
Of course.
Like, I don't intend to like hold this dude as prisoner. Like, might not be the safest place for him to just jump out and run away.
Sure. Yes.
Especially
so, like,
air.
Yeah. Well, also yes. Like, if this dude wants nothing to do with us, he can go. We'll drop him off somewhere.
Okay. I'll say that you walk
like, my
him
intention was
into...
to befriend him.
Yeah, and it. He trusts you, but not in a friendly or helpful way. More in a he knows that you will feed him and not stab him in the back. But weirdly enough, Armel is kind of right. Like, kobolds respond to force more than they respond to like being nice to them.
Fair.
So I will say you walk a bit into the Felderwild, which is the forest that kind of separates or what used to be the forest that separated Hasper from the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
You walk him a bit and you let him out, and he kind of like hits the snow a little bit and kind of looks around and kind of sniffs the air and looks at you and says, "Can I go?"
Well, you have a choice now. You can go, and
he's gone. He is just sprinting across the snow towards the mountains.
Good luck. Hope you don't die on your own.
Probably will.
Yeah.
But he is now.
It's just gone now.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He is depressed and running and. Just,
oh
well.
Let him hang out with Marleman. He's a fun dude.
Yeah. It's kobolds. Like, unfortunately, it's not even that. Like, they operate to a central force, and like Sai, being like the relatively honest person that he is, you just let him know that central unifying force is gone, which means that this kobold doesn't really know what to do with himself anymore.
This is a really sad
that's
story.
Why among those talks, I would have been like, "You can travel with us. You can fight with us."
Yeah. And
wait.
Roll a perception check.
Is anybody else with him when he's doing this? Or are you alone?
I would have brought whoever wanted to come.
Honestly, I would have gone in there
for
in terms of like an animal handling kind of deal, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that's
they're not animals.
He's not an animal.
Right, I understand.
I mean, this would not be the first creature that Armela said, "That's an animal. I'm going to help out."
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, like, come on.
You want anything that even remotely is close. It's like, yeah, I want to help out.
16, by the
so
way.
I don't know if I can like give him advantage on something or whatever, you know, whatever you think, Dungeon.
I mean, if my 21 wasn't able to persuade him, I don't know what it is.
My suggestion spell would.
You get the sense that although he is running away from you, he doesn't go far.
Oh.
Let's hang out for a little bit, Sai.
Okay. I mean, he doesn't go far as in, like, I can tell where he is.
As in, like, it's relatively, like, flat and barren at the moment. Like, there's a lot of burned out dead trees in the area at the moment. So it's more that you see him run, you see him sprinting towards the mountains, and where you would expect to see, like, the little blue dot that is a blue-skinned kobold sort of running across the snow towards the mountains, it never appears. He might be hiding in the snow, he might be something like that. It just seems like he needs some time.
I'll start a fire, cook some meat for myself and whoever wants some, and leave some raw to the side.
And it's gone every day. It is certainly gone from wherever you place it every day.
Okay. Yeah. So
Tea for time. Is this happening before we get on the airship and are going to?
Yeah, this is happening over those 3 days before that.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Because for a minute there, I was like, wait a minute. Aren't we doing things like
we're not like stopping and going? No.
Yeah. No.
This is some retcon here. I'm in. Okay, great.
Yeah. I had a look over through my spells to see if I could do something. If it's a casting of a spell that takes 24 hours, could I theoretically have done it over the course of the 3 days, like taken a time to do that?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest, completely honest with you. I have a spell that's called Suggestion. I would have used it by now, and I'm trying to do this as naturally as possible.
That's fair.
Okay.
How big?
Not my Pokemon.
How big is the airship from, like, bow to stern?
Hang on, let me look up the exact dimensions.
I have 2 spells: Dominate Beast and Control Monster.
God damn it! It's
not trying to use either of those things, and I'm not sure if that even qualifies as either of those things.
It's not. My point being is it's not my Pokemans to make.
Hashtag not my Pokemon.
Hashtag not my Pokemon.
Also, like free will and intelligence and stuff.
Well,
yeah.
Hashtag free willy. Hashtag.
Some insight into Sai. He will never infringe on the freedom of something outside of what's necessary for, like, the safety of the group. Like, I would keep him prisoner for our safety and for his, but he's free to go after that once he's not in danger. But never, like, enslave someone.
Is not something not a twist.
Oh, hey, fucking listen, you.
Not a
You dare.
Going, yeah.
Fucking listen.
Heavens.
I'm sure.
Lord. That's 2 political references today.
So the... Oh, heavens. Why am I doing this? I should have just made something up as opposed to actually Googling this.
So the radius of the thing that I'm trying to do is for 60 feet. So I just
Gotcha. It is 40 foot long by 10 foot wide.
So, okay, that would work then. So I have a spell called Hallow, and it would allow me to create, to put, like, something on the ship to make it, like, safer.
Sacred ground.
Here, okay, I'm just gonna read it real quick. I'm sorry, it's kind of long. Celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead can't enter the area, or creatures, and nor can such creatures charm, frighten, or possess creatures within it.
Okay.
Any creature charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature is no longer charmed, frightened, or possessed upon entering the area.
Okay.
You can then bind an extra effect, and then there's a whole bunch of things that I can then add on in addition to this. It's a 24-hour casting. It lasts until it is dispelled. So theoretically, it could stay on there. I don't know what the rules.
But is the Fey clause there a complicating factor here?
It says you can exclude one or more of those types of creatures from the effect.
There you go.
So I can.
And what is
That would fuck over some of our...
Here are some of the things that I can choose to be as the secondary effect. Affected creatures can't be frightened while in the area. darkness is in the area, daylight, energy protection. So affected creatures in the area have resistance to a type of damage except for bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Energy vulnerability. Affected creatures in the area have vulnerability to one damage type. So if we were sending people into it, I guess. Extra dimensional interference. Affected creatures can't move or travel using teleportation. Or by extra dimensional or interplanar means. Affected creatures are frightened. No silences. No sound can emanate from within the area. I was thinking like I was thinking the energy protection might be useful, but the idea is that like also if someone is charmed, frightened, or what was the other thing, then that effect goes away when they go back into the airship.
Yeah, that's fine.
And putting this on a base of
operations
operations sounds like a good idea.
It says lasts until it is dispelled. So that I was going to ask you about.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Then that is an area and stays.
Okay. So I was going to ask, what type of energy protection would you want it to have? Would you want creatures in the area to have resistance to?
Lightning resist. I want to be able to fly through hurricanes.
Holy shit, that's
the other thing I was thinking either lightning or psychic in case we end up getting like attacked by with like
storm.
Well, yes, but I meant more just like in case like psychic attacks by this group or whatever, like through a weird I don't know. Either way, I thought it would be really useful.
Lightning it is.
Lightning it is then, and I'll.
Sweet, I can.
Cool.
So I wasn't quite sure where you were going with this until that happened. So
yeah,
it was like, wait a minute, are you trying to? It's like we went from Pokemon conversation to this.
Yeah, I thought it was like for the majority of that, I thought it was like.
I thought you were like, oh, it won't be feared. I'm like, well, it's gonna run away regardless. Like.
Yeah,
we're also like, no, we don't want to trap it.
No, it was just it was a while we were doing this sort of thing. I just why I wanted everybody.
You can do that.
Okay.
But, so no one can be charmed, frightened, or possessed. Is the other thing that I was
men.
So was that?
Fixed that.
Isn't that clause connected to that other clause that refers to specific types of beings, though? Like, didn't it say
can you just send it to me, Heather?
Yeah, sure. That will be best.
Sure.
I mean, redundant is not necessarily a bad thing.
So, just to set up what will happen next time, as you guys are completing your voyage, let's call it towards break, Trev, you're at the wheel of the Tony Hawk, flying into the outskirts of break. You were able to tell when the land became kind of rough. To rougher into what would be farmland if it wasn't for the heavy sheet of snow. You are flying through a snowstorm currently, but visibility is okay. It's a relatively light storm, and as you're approaching, you look down and you see just north of break a shape that wasn't there before. It seems to be some sort of like blobby thing that is moving along the ground. You shout for Armil to come and use his special eyes.
I do so.
Interesting. Okay. Armil, roll a perception check for me.
Are drow technically fae, or are they just a category of elf?
That's neither here nor there for what Trev was talking about, but
okay.
But no, they are just a type of elf. They're not fae.
Okay.
25.
You look at this like weird white blobby thing that is dragging itself along the ground, and then you notice that it is in fact dragging itself along the ground. Like it's one of those you perceive the motion, and then you realize that thing is in motion, and then you follow its shape, and you realize that it has a head, except that it doesn't have a head. It has 7 heads, it looks like, and is dragging itself along the ground, along the snow, towards the city of Break. There is a Hydra coming for Break.
That's some fucked up animal down there.
That's where we're going to end it for this evening.
Okay.
On that, like, that's a fucked up animal down there, and that fucking roundabout starts playing.
Yep. We'll pick up next time with you guys. figuring out what you want to do with the Hydra, or rolling initiative.
Crashing a ship into it.
Just throw
Does
some
this thing
fire.
have bombs we can drop off of it?
I've got,
I mean,
I've got like
we'll see.
flame wall.
as we said, the last time we had a flying-based battle, it went fucking chef's kiss for us. So, how you feeling, Si?
Okay.
All right.